everyone, I'm Julia Sheikh, a nutrition student, and today I'm so excited to show you how to make a healthy and joyful dessert style recipe. I personally love desserts. They are my favorite comfort food and I can never give them up. But oftentimes I try to find ways I can use substitute ingredients to make a healthier alternative to traditional desserts. So even if you are a middle or older age adult who is suffering from diet-related chronic diseases, this recipe will help you enjoy comfort foods and eat healthier at the same time. Comfort foods are really important to people's lives as it helps in relieving stress, anxiety, and increases enjoyment while having sentimental and nostalgic value. So today, we'll be making cinnamon rolls from scratch using healthier ingredients that are low in calories, fats, and sugar. And along the way, we'll also use food skills such as food safety and sanitation, yeast and bread making, and whisking and combining of ingredients. So come on, get your aprons on and let's get started. Before you begin, make sure that hair is tied back and tucked away. Then sanitize your cooking surface by spraying it with disinfectant and wiping down with a towel. Then wash your hands thoroughly with warm water for 20 seconds. Lather them with soap and rub your fingers together, ensuring to clean between the fingers and nails. Then dry your hands with a towel before turning off the tap. This recipe has 3 parts, making the dough, the filling, and the glaze. It takes 3 hours to make and serves about 12 to 17 servings. The equipment that we'll be using will be a large bowl, a small bowl, measuring cups, measuring spoons, a whisk, a sifter, a rubber spatula, a spoon and a butter knife, a knife, a baking pan, 2 smaller bowls, oven mitts, a rolling pin, and some plastic wrap. The ingredients needed for the dough will be half a cup of unsweetened almond milk, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of yeast, a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, half a cup of pumpkin puree, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and nutmeg, and 3½ cups of whole wheat bread flour. Cinnamon rolls are a traditional Swedish food that became popular in the 1920s after World War I due to availability of cinnamon. In Sweden, they are known as kanelbulle and celebrated on October 4th as a national holiday. Begin by adding lukewarm milk to a small bowl followed by sprinkling brown sugar and yeast on top. Let the mixture rest for 5 minutes. Ensure not to overheat the milk to avoid killing the yeast and preventing the dough from rising. In a large bowl, whisk together oil, egg, vanilla, and pumpkin puree until smooth and combined. Pumpkin puree works well as a substitute for oil and butter and reduces the fat content of these rolls while providing various nutritional benefits such as protein, vitamins, unsaturated fatty acids, and minerals that can help lower the risk of heart-related disease. Next, whisk in the milk and yeast mixture until well mixed. Did you know adding sugar to the mixture feeds the yeast, resulting in energy release and carbon dioxide production? This is called bread fermentation. As the carbon dioxide is produced, the quality of the bread is affected, influencing its appearance, volume, and taste. Next, make sure to spoon flour into measuring cup and level off to avoid adding too much since it will make the rolls dense instead of fluffy. Also remember to sift the flour before mixing. Then stir in sifted flour and spices until completely combined. We're using whole wheat flour as it is healthier than refined flour with more fiber, vitamins, and minerals helping in digestion and fullness. Now add the dry ingredients to the liquid mixture and whisk until fully combined. Gluten-free flour can replace whole wheat flour for those with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, reducing negative symptoms and inflammation. Vegans can swap fat-based milk with plant-based milk and use vegan egg alternatives and vegan or coconut oil to replace eggs and butter, increasing healthy fat consumption and improving cholesterol levels. Now we will knead the dough by pushing the dough away from the heel of your palm, folding it over itself and pulling it back. Do this for 3 to 5 minutes or until the dough is elastic and smooth. Make sure not to overwork the dough as it might become too stiff and difficult to roll. Shape the dough into a ball and set it in a greased mixing bowl. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and set aside for 1 to 2 hours or until the dough is doubled in size. For the filling, we need a 1/4 cup of softened butter, half a cup of brown sugar, and a tablespoon of cinnamon. As the dough rises, whisk butter until smooth. Then stir in brown sugar and cinnamon until fully combined. You can also use coconut sugar or stevia powder instead of brown sugar since it helps in better blood sugar management for those with diabetes or those reducing sugar intake. Once the dough has risen, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then remove the plastic wrap and remove the dough from the bowl and set it onto a floured work surface. Sprinkle more flour on top of the dough and pat the dough down. Then, with a rolling pin, spread out the dough until you have a rectangle that is 16 inches long and 14 inches wide. Then using a rubber spatula, spread the filling all over the top. This is where you can get creative and use whatever toppings you want. You can do a variety of things to make your cinnamon rolls unique, such as sprinkling pumpkin spice, walnuts, dried cherries, pecans, or dried cranberries on top. Now you can roll out the dough lengthwise until it forms a log. Next, cut off the excess off both ends of the roll. Then cut out 12 to 17 equal sized rolls with a knife. Ensure to cut downwards and away from the body, and keep your fingertips away from the blade. Shape the rolls using your fingers to make a more defined circle. Then arrange the rolls in a 9 by 13 inch baking pan or tray. Then cover the rolls with plastic wrap and let them rise for about 30 minutes. Once the rolls have risen, take the plastic wrap off over the top. Then put the baking pan with the rolls into the preheated oven and bake for 20 to 30 minutes or until golden brown on top. So now it's time to make our glaze. So for the glaze, we will need a 1/4 cup of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of low-fat milk, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We will be making the glaze while the rolls are baking. So we will begin by combining the cream cheese and powdered sugar until nice and creamy. Then add in the milk and mix until combined. For a vegan glaze, follow the same steps except sub out cream cheese or use a plant-based version, and use plant-based milk instead. Finally, add in the vanilla extract and whisk until smooth. After about 30 minutes, remove the rolls from the oven or until they look nice and golden on the top. Then begin removing the rolls from the pan by slicing the pieces out with a knife. And as you can see, the texture should be nice and soft and fluffy. Then you may drizzle the glaze all over the rolls before serving. I'm using a piping bag to drizzle mine, but you may also use a spoon to drizzle yours. Any leftover cinnamon rolls can be stored in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 2 days, in the fridge for up to a week, or the freezer for up to 2 months. And there you have your own healthy cinnamon rolls. I hope you enjoy creating these delicious delicacies as much as I did. Did you believe the misconception that comfort foods cannot be healthy? Well, we've learned today that changes can be made to comfort foods to make them healthier alternatives, such as replacing regular sugar with brown sugar or coconut sugar, regular milk with low fat or plant-based, regular flour with whole wheat flour, and pumpkin puree instead of oil and butter. As you can see, substituting certain ingredients can make comfort foods or desserts more nutritional while allowing you to satisfy your cravings. So indulge in these cinnamon rolls and eat your way to a healthier and joyful lifestyle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!